Okay, now we have B, and it's not a coincidence that I kept B to be one of the last letters. B, just like the O, has the little curl that we have to control, and it also has a characteristic from the L and the H and the K with the ascending loop, with the top loop. Okay, so it's like a hybrid. We have the curl, take it down, and what's important to us is to connect the little curl of the B. This one we should have no problem with, the entry stroke. Okay, so let's start with a cab. C-A-B. Going up just like I would to an L, the loop, going down, curling upwards, and the little curl. And this should have been on the header line, on the top of the X height. Okay, let's try another one. Let's write nib, which is what we are probably all using. N-I, just like an L, curl up and make the little swish. Okay, now okay, let's start with the B and see how we connect it, pretty much like we did with the O. So we'll start with blue, B-L-U-E, okay, the color blue. How are we with focus here? Yeah, perfect. And I have no problem taking it up to the top of the X height, because this is going to be an L, but I did take it further. You see here, when I had no letter to connect it to, I could keep my little curl a little more tight. Now I want it a little wider, because otherwise my L will come up much too tight on the B. And preparing for U and an E. Blue. Okay? Do you want to see what would happen if I would just write the B with a little curl? Let's do it here. Yeah? So I'll try to keep my loop, my little curl, as I would regularly, and add the L. It's actually not bad. Let's take it further on. What do you think? If you could see, it would be easier to think, right? This one or this one? They actually both look alright to me. Maybe the one we wrote initially, with a mid space between them, would be best. Okay. Let's go on to blossom. So another B and L, B-L-O-S-S-O-M, blossom. That's my dog barking there. And this O connects to an M. Okay, blossom. Wonderful. Let's write best, B-E. Okay, now so far we've connected the B to a letter that goes up anyway. Now we want to connect it to a letter that's in the X height. So best, B-E. Okay, and to connect to the E, I want my little curl to come up about here, not too high. Yeah, good. Let's write back, B-A, and I'll take another page. Okay. Back. B-A-C-K. Again, not too high and far enough. Back. Have you been with me for the back? Now you're back. Okay, let's now write oblique. So a B and an L, that shouldn't be too difficult. And we can connect the O, so it's the same kind of connection. Oblique. O-B-L-I-Q-U-E. Taking it up for the B. Yeah. And now for the L, so the top of the X height. And I, preparing for the Q. And a U. And an E. Oblique. I think it looks alright. Now let's write box, B-O-X. It sounds more challenging than it is. Let's see how we fare with that. So we have a B curling up. Now the little curl, just like with the E and the A, we take it about here. Okay, now the oval of the O. Okay, now let's plan. For the O, we have this little curl, and for the X, we want it to continue down here. So we want it in one fluid motion to make the upside down C, and also to watch the distance so that we have room to fit the upside down C. We don't want it to go over the O. So I want to take this little curl further than I would say here with the oblique or for the O. Let's see how I manage. And a light C for the end of the box. Yeah, it looks alright, right? It looks nice. Yeah, I'm happy. What are we writing now? Let's write brother. So we connect the B to an R and the O to a T. B-R-O-T-H-E-R, brother. Up. O to a T. An E. And going into an R. Brother. Let's try a bus. B-U-S. So I'm just making the curl, the U, and the S, the beautiful S. Okay. Now one last word with B. Let's write beautiful. Okay, I think that's a nice word to finish with. Beautiful. Take more space. So I didn't spell it. B-E-A-U-T-I-F-U-L. So the B goes into an E, and then an A, and I'll just finish my E so I'm not confused. Now a U, with this sort of letter where you have a lot of these U curves, I always feel like I'm getting in a really nice rhythm. I like them. They are beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, never mind. And an L. Let's finish the letters. And this one deserves a little curl. Beautiful. Okay. Now we are on to our last two letters. Last but not least, right? We have V and W. And V and W have this little curl just like the O and the B had. So this is V. And this is W. 1, 2, 3. And so again we have a combination of line forms. This one is a little like the end of an N or an M, right? When it connects to a different letter. It's this U shape, curvy U shape, as well as here. And also we have the little curl to finish it that we have to mind how we connect it. So let's see. Let's write new. N-E-U. N-E-W, sorry. N-E-W. N. Now, okay. The E, I will already connect it to the W. So I'm making one fluid shape, like so, one, up, curling down, keeping the angle, and now I can stop. And then I can finish it. And this came out a very, very ugly W. I'll do it again. N, E, curling and up and stop. Okay, and now I finish it. One, and a little curl. New. And the same for the V, just without the second U curl. Okay, let's write, oh, this will be a joy for me to say raw, R-A-W. R-A, and going into the W, 1, 2, and curl, row. Now let's write slow, S-L-O-W. And O. And now when I'm connecting the O to the W, I'm just keeping it in the top region. So I've got both the curl turning into the line of the W. I hope I make it clear enough. Okay, let's write love, L-O-V-E. I want our love to be focused, right? It should be in my comfortable angle. L-O, and I will immediately curl it into the most of the V shape. Okay, and a little curl going into the E, so not going to the top, and E. Let's write dive, D-I-V-E. Curling, preparing for the E. Dive. Now let's try victory. V-I-C-T-O-R-Y. So we have a few interesting connections here. Victory. So we start with the V. The curl joins the I. We've seen that sort of connection already. Oh, I took it too high up. I was thinking of the T and forgot I have the C. Let's see if I can mend it. Okay. T and then O. And I'm connecting the O upwards to the R. Back and curling for the Y. And we're done. Victory. Okay. Now let's write waving. W-A-V-I-N-G. Waving. So we start with the W. 1, 2. How much did you lose of the waving? I don't know. Okay, next we have weaving, which is not very different from waving, so hopefully you haven't missed much. I'm very, very sorry about these cuts. It's very upsetting for me and I don't know why it's happening. I have an extreme card in there. Okay, weaving. You don't care about my video problems. W. Preparing the little curl for the E. Now an A. And going into the V. almost all of it. Little curl going into the I and going into the N. Finish the N, prepare for the G. One more loop. Woohoo! Okay, weaving. Okay, let's do just a few more. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 more words and we are done. So let's write jovial. Jovial. Preparing it for an O. Now I'm connecting the little curl of the O straight into the V. The little curl of the V into the I. And now a regular A, regular connection I mean. And an L. Lovely, right? Now, okay, let's write extraordinary, extraordinary. So extraordinary. I will spell it as I go and I'll start a new line for it. It's very distinguished, it takes room. Extraordinary. So we start with an E, followed immediately by an X, curling it. Now the C shape of the X, very light, X. So I'm preparing it for the T, and an R, and an A. Wait, I'll finish this. A and an O. The O going into an R. Into a D. The D going into an I. N. A, R, and Y, which we have to prepare for. That's a long word. I think it's the longest we wrote today. Okay, and I have one T to cross. Extraordinary, wonderful. And our last 2 words are well done, and I think we all deserve it. Well done. W going into an E, and the E going into an L, and another L. This is a good opportunity to make a word connection line, because this is a saying. And now we have a D, an O going into an N, and an E, and this deserves an exclamation mark. Well done. Okay, final words now. I hope that this helped you learn how to make connections, how to join the letters. I thank you for bearing with me, and if you jumped, and if you stopped, and if you continued another day, that's completely fine. I think it's very important to see the writing in real time, to know how long it really does take, and not expect it to appear by magic quickly like in time lapse. and I would love to know if this helped you, and if I missed any connection, let me know. I will add it somehow. Thank you very much for watching, and good luck to us all with our copperplate writing. Bye bye.